Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Steve Rosenbaum with Extendly, and here for another episode of Sales Training. And appreciate you joining us today. Today, we're going to be talking about the importance of RWA. Does anybody know what RWA is? Fur already posted that. He said, "What's RWA?" All right, well, I'll teach you. I'll teach you during the call today. Let me get us streaming over here in Facebook, and then we'll get started. Latifa, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi.
Where are you listening from?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. We got lots of friends in Pittsburgh. Nick, where are you? I don't even know where you are after all this time.
Yeah, you do. I'm right here close by you. I'm in Dallas-Fort Worth.
I do know that, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to blame it on my age. All right. Excellent. Let me start the presentation, then I'll share my screen. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen and we'll get going. You know, hey, if you guys want to network and share contacts with each other, it's always a good thing. Go ahead and put your contact info in there. One thing I love about this community is just that. We're a great community. We're here to help each other. And it's always good to network and know good people here. All right, I'm not sharing my screen yet, right?
No.
Okay, let me get that going with Zoom here. I lost my Zoom screen. All right, we're going to share right now. Perfect. Nick, you're always in the car.
Yeah, man, I'm on the run. Let me tell you.
Yeah. All right. Oh, Heidi's so sweet. You always make it worth my while. And you too, Heidi. All right. Everybody see my screen now, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Anybody ever see this movie? You guys know what movie this is from?
Yeah.
Who said that? What is it? What movie is that?
Glenn Ross.
Glenn Ross. That's right. And what does Alec Baldwin say? ABC. What is it?
Always be closing.
Always be closing. We're going to have a little different take on that today. Okay. But yeah, great movie about sales. I love sales movies. That's a great sales movie. Tommy Boy's a great sales movie. What else? Oh, what's the one with
The Wolves of Wall Street.
The Wolves of Wall Street? Yeah. And what's the one? Oh my God! I with Richard Dreyfuss and oh my goodness, I'll think of it. I can't believe I can't think of it, but I love it. I'll think of it and we'll get back to it. Yeah, great movie about sales. So today, this RWA is something that I teach about. You know, I've been coaching and sales training. Well, heck, I've been doing it my whole life, but online for more than a decade. Actually, I released my first product about 13 years ago. And even in it, my book, The Back-End Blueprint, my first book, we talk about RWA. RWA. I'm going to tell you what that is in just a minute. And this is the one thing that if we master this, you're going to be amazed how easy it is to get people to buy from you, how easy it is to, to get new clients and get those clients to stay with you for a long, long time. Now, Peter Drucker. You guys know Peter Drucker? Very famous business author and speaker, right? From a few years ago, probably the 80s and 90s. He has a saying, and he says, the aim of marketing is to make selling superfluous. What's that mean to everybody? The aim of marketing is to make selling superfluous. Go on, what's a small crowd here? We got open mics. Somebody blurt it out. What's that mean to you?
Doesn't that mean irrelevant?
Kind of.
Yeah, like if your marketing is so good that you don't need to actually do any selling.
Yeah, right. Like it's not really needed, right?
Yeah,
you're all on the right track. Yeah, irrelevant, kind of, right? But you don't need it. So if you don't need it, it's irrelevant. Why? Because when we sell, I said this a few weeks ago, businesses don't want to be sold stuff, but they will buy stuff from you all day long. Mm-hmm. So marketing is getting people to that point that they're raising their hand and saying, yeah, I want that. So this is brilliant because he said this, I don't even know how many years ago, probably at least 30 years ago. The aim of marketing is to make selling superfluous, all right? To know and understand the customer so well that the product or service fits him and sells itself. That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. So that also fits into what I've been talking about with RWA. So let me ask you this question. How many messages does it take before you make a sale?
11.
11? I've heard that stat. Who else?
7,
right? Heidi, you just put in the chat 12. We got 7, we got 11, we got 12. kind of all over the board, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me tell you a little story here. I call it the world's greatest luggage salesman. And that's me, by the way. That's me in the 1980s. The world's greatest luggage salesman. This is the book right here. This book called So What Do You Do? Volume 2 from Joel Comm. Joel Comm is a New York Times bestselling author. And I've got a little chapter in this book right here called The Perfect Sales Storm. And this is my story from the book. I'll just give you an overview of it. But this is one of my first early big success stories in sales. And this is like 1989, I want to say, 1989. So I was 25 years old. I was born in 64. All right. Now, I was brand new with a company. I was just hired in by a company in the luggage business. My first job out of college was with the Samsonite Luggage Company. I was with them for a little while. And then I left. And then I got hired by this other luggage company to head over the Midwest. And so I lived in Chicago, Illinois, and I got a hold of a buyer of a department store out of Quincy, Illinois. Now, Quincy, Illinois is on the Mississippi River. It's about a 6-hour drive from Chicago to Quincy, 6 hours with nothing in between, not a thing in between. All right. So I called the buyer down there. I got a hold of her. I introduced myself. Hey, my name's Steve Rosenbaum. I'm with Airway Luggage. I'm in charge of the territory. I'm brand new. I'd like to come by and meet you. So that was me calling her on the phone in 1989. And she is very nice, very sweet on the phone. I forget her name. Let's say it was Peggy. I don't recall her name. And she says, Steve, it's very nice to meet you. She said, and we're going to be at the luggage show just 7 months from now. How about if I meet you there? Because the reality is, it's a long drive from Chicago to Quincy, and I can't buy from you. I don't want you to make the trip because all my open to buy dollars, all my budget completely closed for the entire season because we have an exclusive program with Samsonite, my rival now, my ex company. So now my rival. And I wasn't going to have that, right? I'm brand new, literally not even a week on the job. And I said, no, Peggy, I appreciate it. Please allow me. What kind of a salesman would I be if I didn't come down to see you? And she said, you're welcome. Anytime you're welcome. Okay. And I've got like 45 minutes available next Tuesday, whatever. Okay. So I scheduled the appointment and I drive 6 hours from Chicago to Quincy, all the way down there. All right. And I get in there. She comes out and she's nice as can be, sweet as can be. I'm schlepping this luggage. And I mean, it's the middle of summer. It's hot. I'm sweating. I'm carrying like 18 luggage, nested luggage bags here. And I'm coming in and then we get in her office, which is a tiny little cubicle. And I'm trying to bend down and open the luggage and demonstrate the zippers and the wheels and the handles. And I'm bending over and trying to not put my butt in her face because there's this much room. But I know, because I'm, super confident in myself, and I know I'm the world's greatest luggage salesman, that she's never seen a presentation of luggage like I'm giving her. Super confident in myself, super cocky. And I get all done. And she says, Steve, that's really good stuff. I really appreciate it. But I hate to tell you, as I mentioned, I can't buy from you. I've got no money. Everything is all allocated with Samsonite, nothing to buy. At that very moment, almost on cue, the phone starts ringing. Now, this was 1989. Okay, this was like the old-fashioned bells, the old-fashioned phones with like real bells and the lights at the bottom. You have multiple lines, lights at the bottom. You guys all remember those old-fashioned phones, right? It's one of those. No caller ID. I don't even know if she had voicemail. Okay, I mean, this is that old, long ago. So she said, "Excuse me one second. I got to take this." She picks it up, and from my end of the I'm only hearing her. One side of the conversation. I hear her say, "Oh no, that's not good. No, that you can't be serious. But we got an ad next Friday." Well, what am I going to do? You can't be serious. I need that. She says, "Okay, I got to go take care of this." And she hangs up. She turns to me and she says, "That was Samsonite. And the luggage for their ad for the next week's sale is stuck in customs and we're not going to get it in time. Can you get me $75,000 of luggage by next week?" I said, "Hang on a second. Let me call my boss." So I call my boss, who's been my boss for 3 days. I say, "Hey, can we open up a new account with a $75,000 order, $72,386? Okay. Can we open that up? Do you have it? Can you ship it? Can you get it here?" And he says, "I'll drive it myself if I have to." So I hang up the phone. I write the order. I walk out of there. 3 weeks later, I was promoted to West Coast Regional Sales Manager. I've been in the job 2 weeks. I'm 29 years old. Now I'm handling the western half of the country, all because of that sale. So let me ask you a question. Was I really the world's greatest luggage salesman? What do you, come on, tell me, give me your, what do you think? Give me your answers.
Were you wearing that red suit?
Yep. What, Brian, was that you that said no? Why no? I got the sale.
Because right now that's on timing. That's luck. Right?
Oh, I love what you said two things that I love there. You said that's timing and that's luck.
You did the right thing of
Hey,
following up,
luck.
going to see the person, but
Yeah.
circumstances changed, and that was timing.
Brian, you just said the third thing that I love. Circumstances changed. Fantastic.
That you made your own luck.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you made your own luck.
You
Oh, you
win,
guys-
even though she said no.
Yeah, I love everything you guys are saying. You're right on target. All right, so think about all the things that you just said. Why did that sale happen? Oh, by the way, let's go back to our pop quiz. I thought it took 7 or 11 or 12 times to make a sale. What happened?
Takes one.
Oh, it takes one now. Now it only takes one. All right, 1, 7, 11, 12. What is it? How many times does it take to make a sale?
I guess that depends.
It
Yeah.
depends.
See, it isn't a number. And by the way, I know all the surveys you guys are quoting, and I quote them too, because those are all averages, right? When does a sale really happen? Brian, you nailed it. When does a sale happen?
It's when the circumstances and the timing is right.
Exactly. 3 things. You got to be at the right place at the right time with the right message. Right place, right time, right message. Which means what? You got to be in front of somebody that is ready, willing, and able to buy right now. What by RWA, right? Ready, willing, and able. So here's the thing. I went down there. She told me right in advance. She told me, I might be ready. I might be willing. I'm not able. I don't have any money. Frankly, I'm not even sure she was ready. I don't even think she was willing. I think she was 0 for 3, and I still drove down there. I got lucky. I got really, really lucky. But I made the sale because I was at the right place at the right time with the right message. Brian, you nailed it. It was timing. It was timing. Fortunately, I did. Somebody else said, maybe it might have been you, Heidi. Somebody said, I made my own luck. Well, that's true too. That's the thing. Today, we can do things to put the law of averages on our side to make our own luck, to be at the right place at the right time with the right message. What do you guys think of that? Does it make sense?
Yep.
Does that make selling superfluous? Certainly selling was superfluous at that moment, wasn't it?
Right, right.
Yeah, she needed it. She absolutely needed it, right? All right. So that's my story, guys. That's my story. And that literally set up my entire career. Now, fortunately, I thought about that over the years. Over the years, I learned that I wasn't necessarily the world's greatest luggage salesman. when I discovered that I really did get lucky, but I did ask myself the question, well, how can I make my own luck? How can I put myself in the right place at the right time with the right message? All right, so folks, this is the typical buying decision process. It starts with people discovering they have a need, then time to do some research, and then time to buy. How long does this take? How long does this process take?
It
It
depends.
depends. It depends, right?
Mhm.
For Peggy, it took all of 3 seconds. The phone calls when she discovered she had a need, the time to do the research was, hey, do you have luggage? Okay, I'm ready to buy. I mean, that was literally 3 seconds. That was literally perfect timing, right? But then, of course, in some cases, it might take 1.5 years for somebody to go through this process. So we'd never know. Are you seeing a recurring theme here? Our marketing has to adapt. Our marketing has to be ever present and always going, because it isn't a set number of messages. It isn't a set amount of time. It's about being at the right place at the right time with the right message. That's what our marketing has to do if we want it to be superfluous. Is it all coming together?
Right place, right time, right luggage.
Exactly right. RWL. No, I don't even, I guess RRL. Yes. Okay. All right. So this is what I like to say about marketing the old way. Marketing the old way is what I call whack-a-mole marketing. You guys know whack-a-mole at the carnival, right? All right. We got one message. That's our big sledgehammer. And anything that pops its head up, we just try to whack it, right? Boom, 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 right? All we try to do is literally thump our chest. This is guerrilla marketing. This is what we call a show up and throw up. We just thump our chest and tell people how great we are. Hey, we could do this and we could do this and we can do this and we're the biggest and we're the best. This is all old style marketing, all right? And screaming from the rafters. We feel like, hey, the way to get people's attention is to yell as loud as we can. Get on top of that mountain, get a bullhorn, yell, 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 yell. This is marketing the old way, but it is still the way that most businesses market today. What else can you tell me about this style of marketing? It's all a push. It's all one direction away from the company, and it's pushing at the consumer, at the end user. That's old style marketing.
Not
That's
necessarily targeted either, right?
Pardon me, what's that?
It's not necessarily targeted either.
No, that's what whack-a-mole is all about. Whack-a-mole is all about no targeting. You just got one message, thump, 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 thump. Right? Exactly right. That's what whack-a-mole is all about. No targeting at all. All right. Or, you could have more money that you don't even care about ROI, right? You could just fly a blimp over an empty stadium because it doesn't matter. All right. You got so much money that who cares about measuring marketing? But that's not the clients that we're serving for the most part. That's not who they are. So we have to be better. We have to be better for them. The new technology is not about pushing. It's about what information can you take back. This is what I call having listening devices, being able to listen, being able to hear what's going on here so you know, so you can pick up clues about when somebody might be ready, willing, and able, right? You can get feedback from the messages we send out. We can get feedback. And from the feedback, we gather intelligence. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'll explain a little bit more. All right. Because not all contacts are created equal. We might get in a room with 100 people, and there might be literally 1, 2, or 3 people that are RWA, ready, willing, and able to buy right now. If we want to walk out of that room with an order, with a sale, with somebody buying from us, it's important for us to be able to hear the clues, to know where to go, know who to talk to. Now, don't get me wrong. We want to take care of everybody in that room, but we want to spend our time with that guy raising his hand right now, because that's the guy that's ready, willing, and able to buy right now. But the thing is, they don't always paint themselves orange and stand in the middle of the room and say, I'm the guy that's ready, willing, and able to buy from you right now. It's not always that easy. So that's why we have to have superfluous marketing that gives us those clues. Got it? Because here's the problem. For 97 people in that room, right? That's assuming that 3 out of 100 people are ready, willing, and able to buy right now, which is about a typical percentage, right? The other people, the other 97, they're not. And if you're spending time and resources with the wrong contacts, i.e. what I call brain pickers and tire kickers, these people are going to rob you. They're going to rob you of your time. They're going to rob you of your valuable knowledge. These are your assets. Your most valuable asset is time. You've got a limited supply of it. You know that. You can't replace it. And if you spend it with the wrong person, the wrong time, the wrong message, guess what? The right person is buying from somebody else. That's why it's important for you to have the right marketing in place, because marketing can do the job of making selling superfluous. It might take time. It might take more messages. It might take more contacts. It also might not. So when you ask me about flawless follow-up, and flawless follow-up is my company, it's my proprietary process, but here's what I do. I do something that I never hear anybody else talk about. I filter first. I filter first. What am I filtering for? Anybody? What am I filtering for?
A good quality person that you're going to do business with.
Okay, I like that. Be a little more
Low-hanging
specific.
fruit.
Put it into terms of what we're talking about today. What am I filtering for? Hint, it was on the title slide.
Eligible buyers.
I didn't see that on the title slide.
No, I don't.
How about 3 letters? Just start with an R and it has an A at the end and a W in the middle.
Somebody who's ready, willing, and able to purchase.
Bingo. Okay. Now, most people don't do that because most people are taught, oh, it takes 7, 12 messages till somebody buys, because the averages are probably correct. It's probably right. But if I said to Peggy, it's only my first meeting. You can't buy from me today. I got to touch you 7 more times. I would have lost the order.
Mhm.
Okay. That's the importance of filtering first. Hey, are you in pain? Hey, did your supplier drop the ball and you need something right now? Hey, did you actually begin the discovery process a long time ago, but found your way here today, but you're ready, willing, and able to buy right now? If I got the right message for you? Yeah, that's me. Great. Let me help you. All right, filter first, because maybe 3 out of 100 people on average might be ready, willing, and able right now. What do we do with the other 97 people?
Drip.
Pardon me? Somebody said it.
Drip campaign.
Okay, drip. Okay, nurture. Okay,
Yeah.
we nurture them with a drip campaign.
Yep.
So your answer is correct. That's the way we do it. We drip on them. We nurture. Filter first, nurture next. Okay, so that's a 30,000-foot overview of how I follow up flawlessly with people. I'm great at alliteration, by the way. I like that. I like alliteration. All right, so. And you plan for every possible outcome, for every scenario. Okay, if I ask you a question, if I ask 100 people a question, and the answer is either yes or no, right? Are those the only outcomes, yes or no?
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Good. Or no response at all.
Hmm.
In fact, of the 3 things there, what are you going to get the most of?
No
No
response.
response.
No response. Okay. And we can include the other things in there also, maybe or I don't know. And for those people, what do? We continue nurturing, right? See, the problem is most people, they send out a message and all they're looking for are the yeses. That's all they're looking for. And typically there might be 3 out of 100 yeses. And then if you got nothing in place for the other 97 people, then it's automatically going to become a no. Your best chance, not even a chance, the best way of making marketing superfluous, making selling superfluous, okay, improving your marketing, is to plan for every outcome and have a track to filter first and nurture next in every single situation. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, is it starting to come together when I say the importance of ready, willing, and able?
Mhm.
And how to put together flawless follow-up to achieve that, right? All right. So back to our buddy here, Mr. Alec Baldwin. Always be, not closing, CTA. What's a CTA?
Call to action.
Call to action. Why? Why are we always having a call to action?
So we don't miss the big fish swimming by.
Because that's our listening device. The call to action is our listening device. We can be listening for, we could use trackable links, trigger links, right? Triggered emails, events. How much of a video? Do they watch a video? How much of it do they watch? Visiting a web page. How often they visit a web page? We could do lead scoring. We could do segmenting. Did they purchase? Did they not purchase? Did they abandon cart? Okay, what notifications did they respond to? Are they sending in help desk tickets? SMS and chatbot messaging, conversation manager. These are all ways built, all the ways that we've got built within our system to listen so we can determine, is somebody ready, willing, and able to buy? Does that make sense? No, I didn't hear anything. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes.
All right. So I have a question for you. My agency is called Flawless Follow-Up. I help businesses follow up flawlessly. I help put you in the right place at the right time with the right message so that you close more frequently. You filter first, you find the people that want to buy right now, and you nurture next, and you listen until they become ready, willing, and able. And that's how you grow your business make more sales. Is this something that you think you'd like for your business?
Yep.
Yes, who was it? Heidi?
Mhm.
Yeah, was it you, Heidi? Anybody
Yes.
else? Nobody else wants this?
Yeah.
Nobody?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Nick? All right. So let me ask you. I got 2 new clients now. I got Heidi and I got Nick. What do you want from me?
Hmm. We
What
want
do you want
more
from me?
money, so. put
More money. And you're
in.
convinced? Are you convinced that I have a process for that?
Yes,
Okay. We've been speaking for how long right now? We've been speaking just about
29
30 minutes. Just about 30 minutes. Okay. All right. Essentially, this is how I speak to people, to prospects, to bring them on board. What did you never see once in this entire presentation?
price.
You never saw price. That's correct, but you still want to buy from me.
Hmm.
What else did you never see once in this entire presentation?
You to ask to buy, me to buy.
An
Well,
offer,
I kind of did.
Oh,
What
an
else?
offer.
an offer.
You never, there wasn't an offer because there wasn't a price, but I did ask you, okay, but okay, I'll go with that. You never saw that.
Product, the product.
No, you saw the product. The product's flawless follow-up, but keep going with that. Was that you, Brian? I think you're going to where I'm trying to ask.
Yeah.
The product is flawless follow-up. The product is a process that you are now convinced is going to increase, that is going to get you more business because you're going to be spending time with the right people at the right time, and you're going to have the right message. You're going to be able to target and segment people so that you're at the right place at the right time with the right message, get the people that are RWA. And you agree that that's a process that's going to improve your business. What did I never, ever, 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 ever talk about? There's not a slide.
Features, the feature.
Oh, there's not a feature. No, I never, I mean, maybe I did. I said trigger, but okay, but you're on the right path. Did I ever mention the software?
Mm-mm.
Kelly says the software. Ray says GHL. I never once mentioned the software. I never once mentioned the features. They want the outcome. That's all I'm trying to demonstrate to you right now. Businesses want the outcome. When you can position yourself at delivering a process that will help them achieve the outcome, that's what they want. I met with a young lady yesterday, and she just started her agency. And she asked me, aren't you afraid of people knowing that you're GHL? I said, not at all. I celebrate that. I tell them that. What do you mean you tell them that? Don't you think they'll buy direct? I said, well, they can buy direct if they want to, but they don't know how to put together. It's the process. It's everything I just told you for the past 30 minutes. That's what they want. And that's proprietary. Nobody else in the world, not even you, can sell flawless follow-up. Now, you can come up with your own process that might do similar things and might get similar results. I doubt you'll get better results, but I'll be humble and say maybe you can. All right. But the bottom line is what people are buying is uniquely mine. Sean says there's 50,000 other high-level agencies. Good luck going to market on being a high-level agency because you got 49,999 competitors. But when you meet somebody and you talk about the outcome, by the way, I'll go further. Okay. She'll say, do you have a system to help new agencies develop their offer? I love that, Kelly. Well, that's what we're doing right now. All right. And that's what we do in the coaching sessions all the time. So stay with us. Stay with us. We'll help you with that. And the answer is you're going to love something we're coming out with probably about 2 weeks from now, Kelly. Yes, we're going to give you an offer in a box. How do you like that? Would you like an offer in a box? We're going to give you an offer in a box in about 2 weeks. All right. We're just finishing it up right now. All right. Now, so she said to me also, she happens to work for an agency right now. And she's leaving that agency to start her own agency. And she said, I was on a sales call the other day. And as soon as we gave them a demo, they said, oh, we've got that software. Demo over. Sale lost. We've got that software. Folks, if you sell the software, you have 49,999 competitors today. As fast as they're growing, it'll be 100,000 tomorrow. Ray says serious businesses do not want a drill, they want a hole. That's correct, Ray. That is absolutely correct. All right, so that's all I got for you today, folks. What do you think?
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah? Oh, I got some people that tiptoed in while I was presenting. Christian, nice to see you. Glenn, nice to see you. All right. So here comes Charles right on time. All right. Charles, nice to see you. All right, everybody. Great to see you. We'll see you next week. Just in time, Charles. All right, but let's take a time. I got probably about 15 more minutes before I have to jump on a call. How can I help you today? Tell me where you're at. What kind of questions do you have? Anybody that's got, feel free to open up your microphone, blurt it out. Any way I could help you.
Hey, this is Kelly. I'm just going to jump in quickly and ask. I love that you're coming out with offer in a box. That is exciting.
Cool.
I think I'm at a place where I know what I need to offer. But my deal is like, I feel like there's so many moving parts, and how do you systematically put those parts together in one place and, one way that helps define, not just define that, right? But like all the pieces of what you need to make it all come together. I'm 100% about the whole, not the drill, everything you're saying, 100% on point. I think I've got that down. I just need to know how now to put it kind of together.
Good. So let me give you one more cliche. Okay. How do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
You got it. All right.
But I've been eating different parts of this damn elephant, and
I love what you just said, Kelly. I love what you just said. All right. And by the way, I made that mistake too for a long time. All right. And I know better. I know better. I tell everybody because it's true. I mean, look at my hair. I've been selling for nearly 4 decades. All right. And I don't mean look how great it is. I mean, look how you keep pulling it out. Right. But anyways, I understand that and I know better. But the thing is, I love the software and everything we do so much. I'm nerdy that way. I'm techie that way. I'm geeky that way. My guess is all of you are too. Okay. Because we're all high level people and we love what it does. And the problem is, just because we love it, just because we're nerdy and techie and we know all the great things it can do, the businesses don't think, the business owners, not only do they not think that way, it confuses them. And I tried to sell them the whole elephant and I failed miserably. Okay. And then not only are you going to fail miserably by trying to sell the whole elephant, but then you got to deliver the whole elephant.
Mhm.
All right. So you got to do it one bite at a time. And that's what the offer, the offer in a box we come out with in 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. And I'll tell you right now, it's built around database reactivation, easiest thing in the world to sell. But we're going to give you an offer in a box that makes it even easier to sell. More importantly, it's going to be even easier to fulfill and to deliver. We'll show you a unique way to fulfill it and deliver and to market it. We will give you an irresistible offer. But guess what happens? Guess what happens when you do that for a customer? Do you know what happens, Kelly? They take the first bite, then what happens?
They want more.
Bingo. Bingo. All right. When they want more, what does that mean? Well, you can open up a new feature. If you're in the SaaS plan, you could sell them on level 1. And then when they want more, you could say, great, now you got to pay more for level 2.
Yeah, no, that's a great, I'm glad you said that. I'm on the 297 plan, and I don't really see the benefit for where I am. I've only got a couple of clients, and I didn't necessarily even intend on being an agency, but my daughter's a dog trainer. I set it up for her, and other people found out. The secret got out, and so they're like, do it for me too. And I'm like, no, I'm not capable of that. I don't know tech enough. I'm not, no. Finally, I said, okay, I'll do it. But that's kind of how I didn't even have my agency set up. But what I'm finding, and I would love the actual real truth behind this, not that you guys tell me, but like, what are the bottom line facts? Do you really need the 497 plan? I don't care about the SaaS configurator. I don't care about rebilling right now. It's not enough money for that to be a factor, certainly not that much more. And I can manually set up the client. That's the only 3 things I can see. that would make a difference at the moment.
Okay, so I'll answer that, and then I'll invite anybody else to give their answer as well. There's a lot going on behind the scenes in the SaaS at the 497 level. There are a lot of ways to make money that you might not see, and maybe you don't care about, but I do. Okay, I do care. I do care about passive, recurring monthly income. All right, I'm 59 years old. All right, I'm the last year of the baby boomers, and I see the stats that say that you probably need about $2 million to $3 million in the bank if you want to retire. All right. 0.5% of this country has that. 99.5% of the people in this country don't. So what are they going to do about income the rest of their life? Passive recurring income is very important to me. And this is an incredible system for doing that. So what you might not realize about what's going on behind the scenes in the SaaS is that first of all, yes, it sets up things automatically, but there's other profit centers built within the SaaS. For instance, you can make money on every single email that gets sent out. You can make money on every single text message that gets sent out. You can make money in a lot of different areas also. Right now, AI and conversational AI is about to become a huge thing in high level. As a SaaS agency, you can make money on every single back and forth question. And you might say, I don't want to do that. My question is, why not?
No, I do. I'm just saying right now. I do see
what do you mean? What do you mean, why not? What do you mean right now you don't want to? What's different about later?
Because the money that will be coming in from all those things would be greater. Like if I upgrade, maybe when I have 10 clients versus 3 that are paying, right?
Yeah.
It's a situation where, and they're not paying a lot because they were my beta and they begged me and I wasn't ready and all that, right?
Kelly, do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Hang in there for about 2 more weeks. I'm hoping that we're going to have this offer in a box out for 2 more weeks. And you know what? I have a feeling that if you snatch up this offer in a box, I have a feeling you'll be able to get 10 clients very quickly. Very quickly. I'll show you how.
Okay.
All right. And that's going to solve all your issues. All right. Charles, I'm going to call on you. I always call on you because you do such a good job of dotting my I's and crossing my T's. What do you think about that whole SaaS discussion?
Well, I mean, I definitely agree with you that it is more than just auto creating an account. It's more than just covering your costs and rebilling. Everybody wonders how High Level is able to do this whole 97, 297, 497. Well, the reason they're able to do that and keep building the platform and keep growing and keep making more and more money is because of exactly what you're offered on the SaaS plan, and that is incremental rebilling. You don't have to knock people's heads off when it comes to that rebilling. Now, granted, there are agencies out there that 5x, 10x, 20x, and I think there's a fine line that can be crossed there. I think
the price of the messaging is they're 5x and 10x.
Yeah, they're 10x, 20x in it, and you have to be careful. I mean, while it's you can make some money, you also don't want to deter use because of the cost. So it's a balancing act. But if nothing else, I mean, you're covering, like I mark mine up to cover. I look at it from when I charge them their monthly recurring, how much do I pay in fees? When they use their credits, how much do I pay in fees? So just from like conversation AI, or let's say text messaging or emails, 1.04 will cover your dead cost. And nothing, you will not make a single cent. Actually, you still may lose a little bit, but in the larger picture, you'll basically cover your costs. But what if you could bump that up to 1.7, 1.5, or 1.75 or 2.0? It's not, you're not deterring use, but what if you could, from that rebilling, cover your fees associated with your monthly subscription? So now you're not paying transaction. Everybody gripes about Stripe transaction fees, which in all actuality, they're really not that bad when you look at it. But if you could cover all that through your rebilling on all those other platforms, and I mean, you have text messages, you have emails, you have phone calls, you have your phone call recordings, you have your content AI, your image AI, and coming out is your conversation AI. Plus, you have your premium triggers that you can turn on and rebill on those. So it doesn't take a lot across all these different avenues to make a little bit more money. And there's nothing wrong with making money. And I encourage you to go, if you're wondering how much you should charge for text messaging, go out there and look at other platforms that are strictly just text. You will be flabbergasted what people pay per text message on all these other platforms out there. High Level is by far the cheapest, hands down, not even a discussion. There are some platforms that are charging literally 2 cents per text message for 160 characters. So if you can still come in, you know, talk to your clients. Hey, what were you using before you came over? What did you use for your text messages? And go look at those competitors and see what they're charging. They're willing to pay it before. They're willing to use it. Why wouldn't they pay you?
Right on, Charles. Right on. And you know, they don't know Twilio. Okay, we think, hey, you know, Twilio, look at the price of text messages from Twilio. Twilio serves companies like ours. They're for the most part, they provide their services through an API. They're the back end to most retail services that you see. Okay, so they don't know Twilio. That's not who you're going to compare it with. You're going to go compare it with a pure a retail text service provider, like Charles says. And you'll, I think if you sell at 2 times, frankly, I think if you sell it 3 times, you'll find yourself pretty competitive. All right, so all right, thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. Kelly, I hope that answered your question, but I will say, look, it is all about the offer. I've spoken a little bit about the offer in the past, and Kelly, I don't believe I've seen you here before, but I would invite you to go look at some of the replays. You can find the replays on the Extendly YouTube channel, probably also in the Facebook group. But I did a 4-part series earlier in the spring called the 12-month plan, and it's about, I never talked about the elephant, but that's what it's about. It's about eating that elephant one bite at a time. And I laid it out. And so just start by offering the trunk. Okay, that's it. Nothing more than the trunk. Because when they're done with that trunk, they're going to want something else.
Yeah, my real deal is not necessarily the offer. Obviously, I need to put all that together, right? But it's kind of like setting everything up in the background, the agency properly, the, you know, how it all flows. I am not a tech savvy person. I have taught myself this stuff. And most of the time when I hear you guys talk, it's like you're speaking another language.
Kelly, here's the good news. I don't know if you, I mean, how familiar are you with Extendly, with what we do? Do you know about our snapshot?
Extendly is my 100, just so you know. I know you haven't seen a lot of me, but I will be devouring everything you guys put out in the next 6 weeks, and I plan on upgrading at, you know, in the next, you guys are my upgrade. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I appreciate that. So
and
if I
I'm
may,
very impressed, just so you know, with you and the team.
Thank you, hon. Thank you. May I tell you, may I give you a suggestion? Okay.
Yeah.
With where you are, with what you just said, hey, I need the back end stuff. I'm not techie. That's what our ultimate SaaS snapshot in a box is. Okay. Now, I bought the SaaS snapshot in a box my very, very first day that I bought High Level. All right. And back in and that was November. I didn't even know this. Extendly was probably only in business for about 2 months. So I was one of their first. I mean, Bayant and Sharon onboarded me directly, and they remember that. All right. And it wasn't nearly what it is today. Believe me, it's come so far. So, but it built my business. Now I've got my proprietary flawless follow-up. It's not, I'm not just offering this Extendly stuff, but it did allow me to go out on day one, have a website, have some products to offer, have, you know, things like calendar follow-ups and, you know, and all that stuff, literally more than 100 automations. So you don't have to build it. And we'll give you not only a website, but it also gives you a product to sell in a box. Plus, of course, we'll have our offer to go with it. So you won't have to worry about the tech in terms of, you won't have to build it from scratch. Will you need to learn some things? Sure. Okay, but that's where our support plans come in. Plus, you've got a huge community I mean, look at our Facebook group. If you go there and post a question, I know people are going to answer it. I've seen Charles answering things. I've seen other people on this call answering things. I see Bayant in there at all hours of the day and night answering things. We are here for you to succeed. So just know that. Start with the snapshot. Get your necessary business pieces in place, and you also have a community of people that are there for you.
Well, let me just share this, and I was going to share it with Bayant as well. He's amazing. He just blows my mind. I mean, I've already committed. When I upgrade, it'll be through you guys, and I'm excited to get every offer you offer, but I have to be realistic and I have to pay for them before I jump off the ledge. So it's kind of a catch-22. It takes money to make money. But here's what I will say about Extendly. I feel like I am your avatar, I think. Basically the newer or, agency trying to make this work. I will say the customer journey has been confusing. I've put a lot of time into really absorbing what you guys have to offer, and also talking with Beyond and, asking questions and all that kind of stuff. And I'm still confused as to what is the best path for me to take with what you offer to move through the process. I still am confused.
Oh, you just made my day. And here's why. Okay. What's today? The 29th. So 4 weeks ago today. 4 weeks ago today. Okay, so here's my journey. Okay. I became a client of Extendly in November of 21. All right. One of the first ones. All right. And one of the reasons that I did that was I wanted to get to know Bayant. I was impressed by Bayant too. All right. Bayant got to know me a little bit and loved my flawless follow-up system. Bayant approached me in April and he said, I love flawless follow-up. I love the way you teach things like we did today. I want to be your partner. He wanted to acquire part of my agency, Flawless Follow-up. All right. And so we became partners in April. 4 weeks ago today, Bayant surprised me again, and he called me and said, Steve, I want you to come work for us at Extendly. I want you to be our chief revenue officer. And he said, I don't want you to just to be Extendly's chief revenue officer. He says, but you can teach the agencies better than anybody I know how to make the money. I want you to be their chief revenue officer for all these people. That's my journey. That's how I got here. Now, literally today, I had a call with Bayant, and I shared with him exactly what you just said. I shared with him a map that I've created of the customer journey because I knew that our customers were getting lost and didn't understand it. And thank you for saying that you feel like you're our avatar. You are one of our avatars, but you are what we call a new or an infancy agency, but we also have large agencies and scaling agencies, and they are our avatar too. The important thing is that all of these avatars need to know that we have products and services to meet them where they're at, make them successful where they're at, and then take them to the next level, make them successful at that level so they can get to the next level. That's growth. All right. Yeah. So what you just said makes my day, because that's exactly what we're working on right now.
Yeah, I have zero doubt that you guys are more than capable of that. I can tell you that much. You're right. However, and I love what he's done with the A2P saved my butt, because I'm like, Lord have mercy, everybody's going to be thrown in jail if I have to do it. And second of all, what was the one he just offered? Oh my gosh, I can't believe my brain's, he just gave it out.
The knowledge base.
Knowledge base. Oh my gosh.
That's phenomenal, right?
You have no idea. I cried. I'm not kidding. I literally, a tear came to my eye. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I don't have to be totally responsible for all these questions because I don't know how to answer most of them.
You think you cried, but Kelly, let me tell you, you cried. You think you cried? Let me tell you, as somebody who's had an agency since November, I looked at my churn numbers before getting on with Extendly. I churned $37,000 worth of business by not having the knowledge base. Would have saved 2/3 of that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crying. I appreciate what you say because you don't have to write the questions, but I literally lost $37,000 by not having that, and you just got it for free. And I'm so happy about that.
So I love the little baby. I mean, those two things really made a difference in my tiny little life here. And I feel like if there was a step like, hey, here, so you have these under your belt, here's kind of the next step, and the process through for someone like me, that would be amazing. I mean, I'm just giving you guys this as my feedback.
Love it.
And I actually told him I would devour all the stuff and flood you with questions, and because it's sometimes hard to think like me when you have had the success you've had. You kind of get out of that world. And my daughter's a dog trainer, and I'm like, quit speaking dog and start speaking people, you know. So, and I think sometimes it's hard to get back to speaking people instead of dog.
Here's a good thing about it. Then I'm going to go to Charles, and then I do have to hop on a call. All right. I know you think you're unique, and you are, but the good news is this: we not only have been down the path before you, but we literally work with people all day long. Many of them right at your stage. It's how we know these things.
Okay.
And we hear these things. We know that the website's confusing. We know the customer journey is confusing, and you're not the only one. And we listen as much as we can. And that's part of the reason I'm on board here, is because if there's one thing Bayant is, he's a perfectionist. All right, and he wants to fix what he knows isn't getting done. And that's one of the reasons I'm here. Charles, I'm going to close it out with you.
Yeah, I was just going to tell Kelly, I put my contact information in the chat. I am more than happy to chat anytime. If there's an open slot in my calendar, grab it as many times as you need. One thing, and Steve will tell you this, and other people at Extendly, I have no issues jumping on and answering questions or helping strategize something with other agencies. I'm an agency. I live it every day. So I have no issue or qualms doing that at all. My email's in there, my calendar link's in the chat. So feel free to grab a time. More than happy to chat with any of you that are on the call. So
Thank you.
You guys are amazing. I can't even, and I hope and pray I can pay it forward at any point in this career.
Well, you already did, Kelly. You already did. In the way you presented that to us, you already paid it forward. And by the way, let's clarify something, okay? Charles is not a member of Extendly. He's just a great member of our community, and we've got a very powerful community. And that is the awesomeness of this community. And look, I will go and say it extends beyond Extendly. The GHL community is amazing. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
But we certainly have our own subset of those amazing people here as well. And that's a beautiful thing. Let's face it, there are literally millions and millions and millions of businesses that need help. We could throw a golf ball out our window, and there's a guy with a PDQ plumbing truck right across. That's my window right there. There's a PDQ plumbing truck right there. And the guy doesn't even have a QR code on his truck. So I could literally throw a golf ball right now and hit somebody and say, look, I could take that $20,000 paint job that you've got on your truck, or $6,000 or whatever it is, and make you more money with it. All right. So literally we could throw a golf ball from anywhere we stand and find a business that we could help. I'd have to replace my window, but I could do that. All right. So and that's the amazing Charles, thank you. And everybody else here. You are all paying it forward in your own little way. And even if you're just getting started and don't think you know, at least you know enough to be here. All right. And maybe that's the first way you help, is you tell people that don't have the knowledge base, you got to get the knowledge base. Tell people that don't have the A2P, you got to get the A2P. That's why we do these things. And that's one way you could pay it forward that helps them and it helps us. So we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Where are you, Kelly?
It's nice because you have a roadmap. If you ask questions in the Go High Level, I know y'all all know this. All of a sudden you're hit with 52 spam messages selling you some garbage. So it is nice to be in this community where people legitimately want to, and I love Go High Level community. I'm not trying to, yeah.
All right. Hi, Kelly, tell me quickly where you are.
Well, Colorado and Texas, let's say. Is that what you mean location wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Texas and location. Aren't you guys in Texas?
I'm in Austin, Texas, but Extendly, Bayant's out of California. I'm out of Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay. I love Austin.
Customer journey roadmap is definitely coming, Robert. Definitely coming. We are definitely in need of that. We're flushing that out. So I'll tell you what. One thing you could all tell me right now. We also want to know where you're all at in that customer journey. Do me a favor, everybody, put your name and the number of clients you have in the chat box. If you're not, don't be ashamed of showing people. Even if you got 0, that's okay. That's okay. A lot of people here are 0. Do you know? Probably, I would tell you that the majority of people we speak to have 0 clients. let's say the majority have less than 5 for sure. Okay, that is the largest. That's also the largest segment of GHL. Largest segment of their business are 0 to 5 clients. Human knowledge base. Robert, what does it mean? Tell me what that means. Unmute and tell me what that means.
What it means is that I've been around for several years. I own an IT company and I've done that for a number of years, but I've always loved marketing. My background, my education was in business. And I have followed, obviously, ClickFunnels and Steve Larson, all the other gurus for many, many years, and have accumulated a massive amount of knowledge on how to create offers, etc., tools out the. So I have all the bits and pieces. I started an agency probably 7 months ago, starting with GHL. I have Extendedly, I have White Label Suite. I have all these pieces, and every time I get a piece, all it shows me is that there's one more thing I don't know how to do properly. So I'm like, oh, if I get a client, I can't do that. I won't be able to do that, because I know I have the understanding of what's kind of required to do it properly. So it comes down to fulfillment. So for me, I need, I've been looking for people to kind of work with on the fulfillment side. And it seems extremely difficult to find a VA or someone who seems qualified. Although, as Kelly said, you get, 100 people to come out of the woodwork that says, I can do that for you. And you just don't know if they can actually do it. So it's a lot of knowledge, and I need to implement to actually accumulate some clients. I have clients on my IT side, but I'm just burnt out on all that. I just can't hack it anymore.
Well, thank you for being here too. We've got something that you'll see hopefully in September. We're putting the finishing touches on it, and it's called the Automation Library. And I think it's going to help you, because we're going to break this down and make everything modular. It's the old elephant story. Okay, it's the answer. The answer is piece by piece, not the whole thing. All right, and I think I'm hearing you say the same thing. The reality is there aren't clients out there that want the whole thing. And that way, when you meet somebody, you figure out what they do need, you'll be able to just get them the piece that they need. Even if you got to train yourself up on it, with your knowledge, with your expertise, you'll learn it much faster than them. You only need to be a few steps ahead of them to be an expert, and you'll have no trouble there. All right. Heidi's not going to eat dinner at my place. We're having elephant, Heidi. All right. Everybody, I got to run. I love you all. Thanks so much. I want nothing but success for you, for your clients. And I love doing this every single week. And of course, you'll see us in the Facebook community and all the other coaches. We're all driven by the same thing. We're here for your success. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.